Hello everyone, I'm Krasi. We will be looking at December, but following the lunar calendar, like the ancients did. It means on the 15th of November, the first lunar crescent, marking the next lunar month, appears in the 27, the last degrees of Scorpio. And with this, the next lunar month is starting, which lunar month continues until December. So I will be making 1 month overview for you, and we'll be looking at the lunar days, but day by day. We'll be following them and seeing which activities are recommendable to be done, what we may wait a little bit, not really, which important initiatives or activities not to undertake during these next 30 days approximately. So briefly, what is happening? Now, as we speak, the moon is invisible, the moon is not seen. And when people say new moon, usually this is not a very good term, because new moon is when the new moon really appears, which is on the 15th. So what will happen on the 15th? And this will be the significance of the whole month ahead, 30 days. The moon appears in Shaula, and this is a star in Scorpio, in the very last degrees of Scorpio, sidereal astronomical coordinates. Which star actually is the poisonous tip of the Scorpio, the poisonous ending, the scorpionic tail. And it is related to, Scorpio is a sign ruled by Mars. It is the natural ruler of the 8th house. So it is basically considered to be malefic. Is it that malefic actually? I believe not so much. Depends very much on our perceptions. I believe Scorpio is giving us amazing knowledge, because in Scorpio we have the greatest hermetic knowledge of the sacred degrees in Scorpio. You also have the star Shaula, also related to healing and knowledge. So Scorpio is by far not as bad as we perceive him. And if we perceive him as bad, bad will come, So when this first lunar crescent appears on western horizon, the moon will receive harmonious aspect from Venus, which is a good sign, but a little bit of restriction from Saturn, who now is direct, and as we speak, he's in the 6th degrees, and he's very near the spiritual degrees of Aquarius. So yes, the moon appears in Scorpio, in Shaula. It is very specific, very deep, very knowledgeable moon. But because the moon is fallen, and the moon in mundane astrology represents the people, the folk, the people, this doesn't give so much power to the people, and Saturn is doing the restrictive a little bit, because he's forming a square towards the moon. But I like the fact that Venus is creating harmonious sextile to the moon, and also, we have less affliction from the lunar nodes, which now are on the axis of Virgo, Pisces, and with themselves, they, the lunar nodes took the eclipses, because the next year, 2025, we'll be having 5 eclipses, and most of them will happen on the axis of Libra, Virgo. But I made separate video on this, and I'll continue explaining about these eclipses and the lunar nodes, because they are very important. So moon in Scorpio appearance, a little bit negative about people's emotions. Our feeling of self-esteem, self-value will be a little bit diminished because of this appearance of the moon. If we like to take the good, the positive, the powerful vibrations of this, then it should be healing, research, finding the truth about ourselves, about our own powers. Also, excuse me. Also, it is about great knowledge, because the greatest, most powerful hermetic degrees are in Scorpio. So we can benefit a lot from that. So now, saying this briefly, let's look at each of the 30 days starting from the appearance of the moon. So we're looking first at the first lunar day and already the 16th of November, because I will remind you, in the ancient astrology, take Vedic, take Babylonian, take other, take Chinese, we start counting the days from the appearance of the moon, because we rely on the lunar calendar. Of course, we take into consideration the sun and the solar motion, of course, very, 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 very important. But this is how we calculate, the days. So 16th of November, the first lunar day of the Babylonian month, Kislev. Now, when we have first appearance of the moon in a fallen position, when we have Venus not in her best position, when the year is about to end, we do not think so much about new beginnings unless there is something that you really need to do. If you have, let's say, idea of a new business, of important new beginning, which will be very significant for your life, for your everything, then you rather take months when you have first of all, of course, waning moon, or when you have lunar month, which is young, like Nisan, let's say, or Adar, and this is approximately after February, March, April. These are the good lunar months for new beginnings. But still, I will mention some activities that we may do, or activities that we may need to restrain from. But still, I'm just giving you a general rule why during this lunar month I will not recommend so many important new activities. This is the reason why. So we're starting with 16th of November, first lunar day. And of course, this is Thursday. And of course, the day is ruled by Jupiter. And usually I recommend to you to connect with the planets, to the planetary energies, because what is happening above is playing out in our horoscope. So it is very important to be in harmony with the nature, with the planets, with the stars, of course. So it is very nice to be connected with Jupiter, to experience his so positive energy, because this will be beneficial for us. So if we wake up when the sun is rising, you know that the Jupiter is ruling the day, because this is Thursday is always day of Jupiter. So if we welcome the sun, we face east, and you imagine the aura of Jupiter around us, which is yellowish orange. And on this day, we can wear citrine. What we know for this day, I already mentioned to you, not very appropriate for new beginnings. You cannot have moon in Scorpio and do major new stuff. I wouldn't also recommend surgeries or serious medical interventions. This day is really good for healing, your own healing, healing others. It is also great for spiritual activities. It is very good for activities related to philosophy, working with the nature, psychological activities, but healing is also the word, studying, teaching others. This is what you can do. Travel, not so much, because Mercury invisible, but Mercury is forming very good aspect with Venus. So creative activities, you can actually have very deep insight, very, very deep muse, and so for this, it could be very nice, to research, to study deep. You have great results. And then we look at 17th of November, which is the second Kislev, second lunar day. And this is a little bit more, brighter day as I see it, because then the moon is in beautiful Sagittarius degrees in the Milky Way. receives aspect, from Venus, also from the Sun, sextile from Saturn, trine from Jupiter. If you really have to do something important and you cannot wait until February, March, this is good day for some new beginnings. In what? Even in business. But again, there would be better dates. Still, 17th of November is fine. This is day ruled by Venus, so you welcome the Sun. This time, Friday is ruled by Venus. You face east, Venus is ruling the day. You imagine pink aura around yourselves, and you can wear pink quartz. This day is fine to travel, fine to do your business, medical interventions only if they are not invasive, healing, yes, teaching others, very philosophical matters, yes. Then we look at Saturday, which is 18th of November, which is third lunar day, and which is day ruled by Saturn. Similar things, you can do a lot. But again, you can do new beginnings only if you really cannot wait on this day. But still, the day is not so bad. New beginnings in what? Yes, in some businesses, in, let's say, studies, philosophical, new teachings, new philosophies, new healing, wonderful. You can travel on this day. This is day ruled by Saturn. You welcome the Sun. Saturn is ruling your day, and you imagine the aura around yourself is amethyst color, and you can wear an amethyst. And now we look at Sunday, which is 19th of November, which is fourth lunar day. Usually this lunar day is considered to be a little bit more critical, and we're a little bit more careful when the moon is also fallen, but in very clairvoyant degree. So people who are very, indeed, intuitive, clairvoyant can work on to enhance that. Very nice. You can do work on your, let's say, house repairing or house or building work. You can work with gemstones. You can arrange your administration on this date. New beginnings, not really. Medical interventions, only if not invasive, you can still do. You can travel, I see no danger. And the day is ruled by the Sun. You welcome the Sun. You imagine the healthy aura of the Sun around yourself, and you can wear a ruby on this day. And now we have 20th of November, fifth lunar day. The moon again is in very interesting degrees, very well, they are spiritual. These are not anymore such clairvoyant degrees, but you can work on your own strength, on healing. You can you do your administration or medical interventions only if they're not invasive. You can work in your garden. You can work with stones. You can do building work. All this. And it is a Monday. You welcome the Sun. The moon is ruling the day. You can imagine the aura around yourself when you welcome the Sun to be light green, and you can wear Larimar, for example. There are many stones, of course. And now it is Tuesday, 21st of November, sixth lunar day. A little bit critical lunar day. Well, on this lunar day is not very appropriate to do new beginnings, very appropriate to study, to teach others, to do spiritual activities, to work with technology, to do some innovative work you can do indeed. And I forgot to mention, Mars already entered Scorpio, and he's forming a square. So, yeah, no new beginnings, just routine, no medical interventions. Yes, spiritual work, certainly. Teaching others, yes. And it is a Tuesday. It's also day of Mars. It is sixth lunar day of 6th of Kislev. So we can... you welcome the Sun, Mars is ruling the day. You imagine aura around yourselves to be reddish, and you can wear garnet. And then we have 22nd of November, and this is 7th lunar day, a little bit critical. We are more careful. I wouldn't recommend medical interventions. On this lunar day, spiritual work, working with innovations, with technology, masculine type of work. And you can, no new beginnings, no medical interventions. It is a day of Wednesday, day of Mercury, Hermes. You welcome the sun, you know, Mercury is ruling the day. You imagine orange, not orange, yellowish aura around yourself, and you can wear emerald. And you know, it's day for knowledge, studying, teaching, sharing your knowledge with others. And then you have 23rd of November, which is Thursday, which is 8th lunar day. And now here the moon is forming very interesting, very spiritual position of the moon, beautiful. The moon is very joyful in Pisces, very good, very spiritual moon, brilliant for spiritual activities, not for new beginnings, not for medical interventions. But the moon receives the trine from Mercury, Sun, and invisible Mars. And this is powerful because this supports the energy of the moon, the very spiritual healing energy. You can use it to enhance your intuition. You can do medical interventions, but not such which require anesthetics, for example. Not really, you know. And this is Thursday, day of Jupiter. You welcome the sun, you know. Jupiter is ruling the day. You imagine orangey aura around yourself, and you can wear citrine. No new beginnings, but you can travel, you can even negotiate, you can do healing, you can study, you can teach others, you can help others. You'll be rewarded for that. It's a very good day. And then we have 25th of November. Oh, what did I do? No, we have 24th of November, and it is the 9th lunar day. Again, very good for spiritual work, sharing your knowledge with others, helping others. You can travel, you can do medical interventions which do not require anesthetic, which are not invasive. Spiritual work, working to enhance your intuition, working with the nature. And it is Friday, day of Venus. You welcome the sun. You know, Venus is ruling the day. And you can imagine around yourself, when you welcome the sun, you imagine around yourself pink aura, and you can wear the stone to be tourmaline, let's say. And now we have 25th of November, 10th lunar day. The moon is conjoining Jupiter in Aries. This actually is very fine. The moon receives harmonious aspect from Saturn, and actually the moon is in some very spiritual, they're called pure degrees, white pure degrees, which can help us to get to enhance our courage, let's say, to work on our you know, to self-esteem. These are such very good degrees. These are also degrees of wisdom, because these are degrees of Athena, actually. This is fine for working on doing some sports, health activities, new beginnings. Well, if they're related, let's say, to some very active life, to sports, you may do medical interventions on this day if they're not invasive. You may do, because this is such strong energy. This is a day ruled by Saturn, so you welcome the sun. You know, Saturn is ruling the day, and you can imagine the aura around yourself is amethyst color, and you can wear an amethyst. You can travel on this day. You can do repairs in your house. Then you have 26th of November, which is Sunday, 11th lunar day. The moon is in specific degrees, which are a little bit afflicting the speech, which means we need to be a little bit more careful what we say, how we convey the truth to others, how we teach others, let's say. We can work on our diplomacy. This is Day of the Sun. you welcome the sun, and you know the sun is ruling the day, and you imagine this healthy aura of the sun. You can even expose your spine to the sun, and you can imagine this healthy aura, and you can wear a ruby. And on this day, yes, you may travel. Well, new beginnings, they will not be so resultful actually. But you can work on your house, you can do repairs, you can do sports, you can do healthy activities for yourself, but medical interventions not. And new beginnings, yes, if they're related to sports, let's say, could be even very appropriate actually. Then we have 27th November, which is 12th lunar day, which is Monday. Full moon, ladies and gentlemen, with the moon in Taurus and Mars and Sun in Scorpio. This is very interesting full moon, and we've got a little bit of affliction. The moon always represents the people. And when the moon is afflicted by Mars, invisible but still very powerful in Scorpio, this is an affliction because Saturn forms affliction too from Aquarius. This is afflicting for the people in a way. Like we need to, this will test our self, our courage, our, we need to be more, we need to be more courageous. We need to have no fears because, you see, this is testing a little bit our perception of this reality, how we emotionally react to everything around us, how we perceive, do we respond with fears to all that we served to us? We shouldn't be. But this is a little bit of a afflicting situation of super powerful exalted moon and super powerful Mars invisible in Scorpio, because invisible Mars in Scorpio is very, very powerful. Well, what can I say? This moon will be very emotional, very strong. I would say that, I personally love the full moons. I find them very productive. But you know how you feel. People react differently to full moons. Some would prefer the invisible moons, let's say, would feel more spiritual, maybe more positive. I would say this for the full moons. We'll see how this works on you, but full moon is a great opportunity for spiritual work. Can support your productivity in studies, in writing, in anything that you do, enhancing your intuition and mind. Could be something very good. And with this full moon on 26, 27, Sunday, 12th lunar day, actually we are starting the other part of the month, which is a little bit disharmonious still because of the afflicted full moon. These months, November, December, we need to remain very brave. We need to respond to everything that the matrix is trying to serve us. We need to respond with courage, with faith, because we are very powerful human beings. So, saying this, from this moment now, the moon will be waning, and lunar and new beginnings are not very recommendable, but a little bit more of surgical medical interventions dates we'll be able to find, and more activities which would lead to closure, like completion of something that you want to complete, getting rid of bad habits as well. So 27th November, 12th lunar day. We have another disharmony here because usually the full moon is on the 13th and the 14th lunar day. So this is also a little bit of disharmony which will follow up for the next 15 days. So anyhow, and the moon is in Algol. Actually, this is, it's very interesting because I'm planning to make analysis on the chart of Israel and the future of Israel. And I noticed that they have Algol with the sun, which is quite of disharmonious. And now see this full moon appears there and points and is forming affliction of Mars. So this can increase the tension in Israel, but I'll make a separate video on that. So anyway, it is Monday, and on Monday, 27th of November, we know the moon is ruling the day. So welcome the sun, you know, the moon is ruling the day. We imagine the aura around ourselves is greenish and you can wear pearl. And on this lunar day, we do not much. We are careful because Saturn is squaring, Mars makes opposition. Same would be valid for 28th of November, which is the 13th lunar day. Even though the moon is in Aldebaran, very powerful, still serious affliction we see. And we need to be a little bit more careful. We do our routine business. Could be that we have success in our businesses, even though Saturn is afflicted, Mars is afflicting. We do carefully our everyday activities. I don't recommend beauty procedures. I don't recommend medical interventions yet. Just to work with the nature, to plant flowers or trees. Now is the season for the Northern Hemisphere. And these are the days that are good, but not so much more. And then we have 29th of November, 14th lunar day. This would be, did I miss 1 second? I forgot to mention that on the 28th of November, it is the 13th lunar day. It is day of Mars. We welcome the sun. We imagine the aura around yourself is red. It's giving us healthy energy, healthy ambition, and we can wear a ruby. And now we are on the 29th of November, 14th lunar day. And this moon, I see that this moon actually, it has course. But this moon in particular, again, is good to maintain our business. It will be positive for that. No medical interventions, beauty procedures, if not invasive. No new beginnings, planting trees, planting flowers, preparing the soil for the next season. Very good. This is day of Mercury, Hermes, day of knowledge. We can welcome the sun. You imagine the aura around yourself is greenish, yellow Mercurian, and you can wear emerald. And now we have 30th of November, which is a Thursday, and the moon is in degrees which are fine for business, for travel, for negotiations. Not with super results for negotiations because Mercury is not particularly powerful, but still good days to maintain our businesses. You know, Jupiter is making good aspect to the moon. Saturn is making trines. So this is quite fine. So on this day, 30th of November, which is Thursday, we can do medical interventions. We can do. We can, even travel. We can maintain business, negotiations, commercial activities. It's good, all good. Completion of deals, very fine. And with success, most probably. And it's Thursday, day of Jupiter, so you welcome the sun. You know, Jupiter is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is yellowish and you can wear citrine. And now we've got 1st of December, and this is already Friday. On this day, Friday, Venus is ruling the day. You welcome the sun. You imagine Venus is ruling the day. You imagine pink aura around yourself or light aura, and you can wear tourmaline. The moon is exactly in the vicinity of Sirius, beautiful spiritual work, spiritual activities, working on your enlightenment, knowledge, high spiritual knowledge, very nice. Commercial work, medical interventions, yes. No new beginnings. Yeah. And then we have 2nd of December, which is Saturday. And it is day of Saturn. You welcome the sun. You know, Saturn is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is amethyst color, and you can wear an amethyst. Very powerful moon for healing. Medical interventions, yes, if they don't involve heavy anesthetics. Spiritual work, working on your house, spending time at home, meditating, agriculture work. You can travel. There is no affliction. It's a good day for healing, for helping others. Then you have Sunday, 3rd of December, which is 18th lunar day. Again, the moon is in good degrees for healing, for spiritual work, for you can travel. You can do medical interventions if they don't involve heavy anesthetic. You can meditate, you can do healing, you can do many things. Work with the nature, in your garden. It is Sunday, you welcome the sun, you know, the sun is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is orangey, sunny, red, and you can wear a ruby. It's a good day. And then you have 4th of December, 19th lunar day. The moon is in very powerful degrees, literally clairvoyant, very spiritual, you can study astrology, you can study spiritual sciences, you can work on your intuition, you can enhance your courage, you can meditate. You welcome the sun, you know, the moon is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is greenish, and you can wear emerald, you can travel. Yes, medical interventions you can do. Actually, I didn't see, now I see it. No, medical interventions, no. You cannot do on 4th of December because there was affliction from Saturn. And now we've got 5th of December, 20th lunar day. We have affliction from both Saturn and Mars. No, it's a little bit careful to drive. No medical interventions. We stay away from conflicts. You know, we imagine it's a day of Mars, Tuesday, we welcome the sun. You imagine the aura around yourself is red, very, very healthy for your energy. And you can wear a ruby on this day. It's a very good day for spiritual work, yes, of course, for studying astrology even, for design work, because there is very good aspect from Venus, very good. But on this day, we're careful. You know, this is about 5th of December, Tuesday. I wouldn't do so much on this day. And then we have 6th of December, 21st lunar day, critical day. Again, we are a little bit careful. We need to be. You know, this is Wednesday, day of Mercury. We welcome the sun. You know, Mercury is ruling the day. We imagine the aura around ourselves is greenish yellow, and we can wear emerald or green aventurine, for example. But on this day, we need to be a little bit careful. 5th, 6th December are a little bit, no medical interventions, studying, teaching others, very good. Working on our intuition, studying spiritual sciences, yes. Then we've got 7th of December, which is Thursday. And now here we have actually a very good position of the moon. Medical interventions we can do. We can travel, we can do business, we can complete projects. It's day of Jupiter. We welcome the sun, you know, Jupiter is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is yellowish, orange, and you can wear citrine. But it's a good day for business, for even for negotiations. Yes. And now we have 8th of December, 23rd lunar day, which is Friday again. Day good for very spiritual day, like because the moon is with Ketu, quite interesting. Medical interventions, yes, if not invasive. You can travel, negotiate, not so much really. You can teach others, you can do writing work, you can study, you know, medical interventions I mentioned, no. And this is Friday, you welcome the sun, you know, Venus is ruling the day. You imagine all around yourself pinkish, and you can wear pink quartz. But we are a little bit careful on this day. Then we have 9th of December, which is Saturday, and the moon is conjoined very beautiful star, very spiritual. very much about speech, about studies, commerce. Yeah, in this sense, this is good, but to finalize such activities, to finalize studies, medical interventions, yes, you may do. Actually, yes. It is Saturday, day of the day ruled by Saturn. You welcome the sun. You know the Saturn is ruling the day. You imagine his amethyst aura around yourself, so you can wear an amethyst. And now we have 10th of December, 25th lunar day. Brilliant day for design work, talented work, pleasure work, you know, beauty, creation of beauty, completion of exact type of projects which involve strict knowledge, exact type of science and knowledge, design, financial work. You know, it's to finalize, to you know, in the best possible way. Medical interventions you can do. And this is Sunday, day of the sun. You welcome the sun. You know, the sun is ruling the day. You imagine the red aura around yourself, and you can wear a ruby. And then we have 11 December, 26th lunar day, Monday, day of the moon. You welcome the sun. You know, the moon is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is light green, and you can wear pearl. And on this day, you can do medical interventions, you can do design, beauty work, completion of projects, financial, administrative projects, you can complete, you can negotiate, you can travel, no new beginnings. And here we have the 3 days of invisible moon, which is 12th, 13th, 14th. And on the 15th of even 14th in the evening, we've got the first Tebet. It is the first lunar appearance of the next lunar day, lunar month. So as you see, we calculate the lunar month from appearance of the moon to the disappearance, and then the next lunar month is formed with the new appearance of the moon, which is on the 14th of December, and then we start from the 15th. So then the moon actually appears not that afflicted, not at all, in better degrees. I believe it will be better month. So ladies and gentlemen, this was more or less about the month, the next lunar month. I am starting now to record each of the 12 ascendants predictions for the year of 2024, and I will slowly be uploading them on my channel. And also, if you're interested in this specific reading for the 2024, you can find it on my website. It is a special, and it is valid for the next year and ahead. So all the best. Thank you so much for your attention. Bye-bye.